Hello and welcome to Black Cats Chat, the international fans podcast for Sunderland AFC. My name is Lee, I'm from the Bilbao Black Cats, and we're back with another review show this morning or this evening for our guest. It's yesterday's FA Cup win on penalties versus Everton. To join me today is Chris in Brisbane. Chris, how are you, mate?
I'm good, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, good. We had a bit of a catch-up, didn't we? Because you were over in the UK, and so was our Christmas. And
We did.
Hey, we enjoyed
We
we,
did.
we enjoyed a proper pie, didn't we?
We did. We did. And it was freezing. And it feels like it was a lifetime ago, not a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and here's the souvenir. Here's the picture that we got. I don't know if you can
Hey,
see
look
the
at
screen. It was fucking freezing. We both got caught up. We both got caught up in a massive snowstorm that we didn't expect, and we probably paid for the most expensive pie we've ever had in our lives, 12
Yeah.
quid. But it was actually quite nice, wasn't it?
Oh, it's well worth it.
Yeah, it was lamb keema. I think we got, didn't we? But,
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
But yeah, good to catch up there.
Yeah.
And the other guest is Anth The Mackem. Anth was in Alice Springs in Australia, but he's just moved to Brisbane. He's alongside Chris now. So Anth, how are you, mate?
Aye, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Sorry, can I just call 12 quid for a pie?
12 quid
You
for a
remortgage
pie.
for that?
Well, it's that hairy biker guy, isn't it? From Newcastle, Cy King. He opened that proper pie shop in the Sheepfold stables next to the stadium. And
Oh, yeah.
well, I
That's
mean,
madness, though.
it,
That's
it,
madness. I'm
it,
sorry, but
it is madness. But I wouldn't pay for a £12 pie again. But I mean, but you did.
fair play, lad.
I think you got like gravy and you got some mash with it as well. But I mean, yeah, it's just the
fine.
pie.
I flew from the other side of the world. I had to do it.
Yeah, no,
could you
no,
imagine?
no.
Sorry, for Chris, could you imagine paying $24 for a pie?
No, absolutely not. That business would not survive here.
But anyway, Hans, how are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Good. Just early days of settling into Brisbane. It's well, I don't know if you've ever done like a move to a place you've never been before, but oh my God, I do not recommend it for the light-hearted.
Well,
It's well worth the adventure, but yeah,
in,
fun.
in 20 years living in the Basque Country, mate, I've moved about 7 times, and it wasn't pleasant. But anyway, Ant, have you got any New Year's resolutions?
I have. So I'm doing at least 10,000 steps a day. Most days I've hit like 15K. So you got to keep
Nice.
yourself fit, keep your mind fit. Um, I'm posting a video on my other YouTube channel, but not the football one, every day. And I'm keeping a journal. What about yourself?
But mine's the same as every year, mate. It's like always lose weight, and this year it's getting a bit desperate. I'm thinking about doing a sponsored slim, but I'm worried that I might owe people money. Um, so yeah, I don't think that's going to go down too well. I'm already in debt. Anyway, right.
That's that pie, mate.
Yeah, it didn't help. Right. Anyway, listen, we're going to get onto the match then. Chris, Le Bris named a strong team, didn't he? Because we were all expecting a bit of a weak lineup. We're expecting the likes of Leo Hjelde to get game time, even Dan Neil Patterson probably. But in the end, he went for a strong team. Was that a surprise given the Christmas and early January schedule?
Yeah, I mean, I stopped trying to second guess Le Bris a while ago because I just honestly, I never know what he's going to do. He just keeps pulling these things out the hat. So, yeah, look, it was nice to see. Obviously, Everton went with a bit of a younger team, which I kind of, as you said, thought we would do. Thought it was nice to see '09 in there. Thought Serkin played really well. I know he's had a handful of games recently, and I thought Siddiqui coming back in, like we've missed him terribly, and I think you could see why in that game he was phenomenal.
Yeah, he was. I mean, you mentioned there Everton had like a very young team, but I think I'm looking at their bench, and that's probably all they had. Like they didn't have much.
They
They only
didn't
had
know.
like Tierno Barry, and then like this like whiz kid who came on second half, Asnu,
Yeah,
who
that's so and so. Yeah.
who hadn't played much. But apart from that, they were just all younguns.
Yeah,
Um,
the commentator on my feed, I don't know which feed you had. He like they were saying that Everton were just they had that down to the bare bones, and they actually commented that our bench was much stronger than theirs.
yeah, yeah, and that's not often that happens.
No.
And So he went
Aye.
for that. He went for that team. Luke O'Nien came back in, and he came back in at centre
Yes.
back. This season, he played obviously against Man City, and he got sent off playing centre midfield. But I
Mhm.
think it was nice to see him back in centre back, and he actually played quite well, didn't he?
Uh, he did. Aye. It was. I don't know if you check online very much before games happen, but the fans weren't happy that he was selected because of that liability. But for me, he was class. He was. He was typical Luke O'Nien. Like you can't fault him for his performance on the day. Maybe it's a little bit of him trying to rescue reputation or what, but like for me, Luke O'Nien, if he performs like that week in, week out, he deserves a spot, at least on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, Chris, what I like about O9 is that when the game is going on in front of him and he can see what's going on, he plays much better. I think his centre midfield playing days now have gone because when the game is around him, I think it's just too fast. But when the game is in front of him and he can be the one kind of going out from the back and seeing everything in front of him, I think he's good because he's what they call a student of the game, doesn't he? He wants to learn. I don't know if you saw that before the game when Xhaka was having a one-to-one with him on the stream I was watching, and basically he was just like focused on Xhaka. Xhaka was like telling me, "You go there, pass it to him," and Luke and I was just like, "Yeah, yeah," and he did exactly that. And I thought that was his best position. And Nick Barnes after the match talked to him, and he said that he asked him, "Are you going to be leaving the club soon?" He said, "I'm going nowhere." So that's quite kind of nice. And I think, as Anth said, I think he deserves at least a place on the bench for that basically, yeah, calmness, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I same as Ant said, and then yourself. I thought he played really well. Thought he had a very good game. I thought he had the better of a lot of the Everton players. He was in a lot of battles. It was winding Tarkowski up no end. I thought he had a really, really good game, and I think it's really unfair. And it's kind of typical of social media, right? Like to write him off for one mistake. Yes, he made a mistake. Yes, he screwed up. Yes, he'd been on the pitch for 2 minutes and he got sent off. But he's got a lot more in the positive column than the negative for this football club. He's been fantastic for us. So I've got nothing but good things to say about him.
Yep. And he also scored the winning penalty, which was nice to
He
see as
did. It
well.
was a great
It
penalty.
was a good one, wasn't it? And Dennis Serkin also came back into the team because he's missed the Brentford game. I think he got rested. Again, he's come back fitter and stronger than ever. And I suppose that for him now it's just like staying injury free and trying to get as many minutes as he can and possibly sign a new contract.
Yeah, and I think for him, he's got that competition, hasn't he? He's not first choice anymore, so he had to put in a solid performance. And he's one of those players that have put in a full 90 and sorry, full performance throughout his time on the pitch, and just like you could see him enjoying the game a bit more,
Yeah.
given that little bit of extra freedom. So yeah, I'm chuffed with that. I just want to just chip back very, very quickly on Luke O'Nien. I
Yep.
think the attitude, the mantra I kind of guess from him, he is basically a foot soldier for the club.
Hmm.
He does exactly what he's told and what's demanded of him, and he always puts his heart in his sleeve. So same with Serkin a little bit as well. He'll just do what he's told and try a little bit of creativity as well.
Yeah, and that's why Le Bris actually praised him in the interview after the match. And it's not often that Le Bris singles out players for praise. Normally he's kind of like quite reserved, isn't he, Chris? He just like saying, yeah, absolutely, he had a good game, but so did everyone. But he was like very specific with Luke O'Nien and Enzo Lafay.
Yeah, it's nice to see. You're right. He doesn't sort of dish out the praise very often. But I mean, I thought, kind of going around in circles here, but I thought he was fantastic, and I thought Serkin had a really good game as well. I thought he played really well. Um, I do, I do wonder what's happened to Serkin's wrist because it's still got a bandage on it, and it's been like 18 months now. So I don't know what he's done because he's at the team for ages. But anyway, yeah, I thought he had a really good game, and you're both absolutely right in what you say about '09. I think he'd run through a brick wall for this club. I think he loves it as much as we do.
Yeah, and the thing is, what 31 I think he is now. He's not going to play for a better club at the end of his career, and I think
I know.
possibly he's just kind of like happy to be here, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, it's probably on cloud nine, bless him.
Yeah. And Elijah Mayenda got a start up front. Brian Robbie got rested. Isidore was back on the bench. How do you think Mayenda did?
Uh, oh, I'd say it's probably just a bang average performance from Enda. But again, it's that service delivery issue that we've got for our striker. There seems to be a lot of over wing play,
Mm.
and that doesn't really suit a guy by himself running through the middle, regardless if it's Meander or Robbie. So I think he did well with what he had, but again, we need more service into the box for him to feed off. So I'm not upset by his performance. He kept his head up he kept his head up the entire time. So yeah, I'm okay with it. There's definitely a lot of room for improvement and taking the few chances that he gets. But yeah, like I said, there's not a lot of gripes I've got from what he did on the pitch. It's just as a striker, you want the guy to put the ball in the back of the net. It's as simple as that.
Yeah,
He didn't do that.
yeah.
Enzo did, but
I
yeah.
think he got the assist, though, didn't he? I think he tapped it to Enzo. I think he kind of like laid it off to him, quite
Oh mate,
nicely.
that goal for me was all Enzo. His body movement, his angling,
Yeah,
his cutting in. Like
yeah,
yeah, he does technically get the assist, but that's pure quality on Enzo Lefebvre, really.
yeah. And I think
Correct me if I'm
Chris.
wrong there. Like
No. I mean, yeah, it was all Enzo, like the positioning, the body position, and the composure, I suppose, as well. Uh, Chris, on my end, I mean, he's still only, what, 21, I think he is? Or 20, he's still only 20. So there is a lot of raw talent there. Is it just like probably too much for him to be starting games in the Premier League as a lone forward? And possibly he's better with a second striker playing just behind and getting the ball in deep and running at defenders rather than being up top and battling with two centre backs?
It's a really good question. He did well in the championship as a solo striker. My thoughts are that he needs something that we can't give him, and that is a run in the team. And we can't do that because we're not scoring a lot of goals. So we can't give him 5, 6, 7 games and go, all right, you're playing the next 6 or 7, regardless of what happens. Try and get your match sharpness, try and get used to dealing with two Premier League central defenders. Um, yeah, he's a very talented boy. I don't know what the answer is there. And back to Ant's point again, I also don't know what the answer is with this creativity issue, challenge gap that we've got. Like, I don't see how we can make a change anywhere in the side to get more creativity in, depending on who might come in January. Like, we can't change the shape too much because it's worked so well for us. We're so good defensively, and it does leave us having one or two clear-cut chances a game, and it's worked so far for us, so far this season. So we can't complain. But yeah, no, I think there's a very talented boy in my ender. I don't think we can give him what he needs because we're not in a position where we're scoring 2 or 3 goals a game. We can't go on you go and do what you need to do and just get used to it. So yeah, I don't know what the answer is there, to be honest.
Yeah, and is that creativity issue, I don't know, just like a work in progress because like we've got, what, 15, 14 new players. We've got a whole new starting 11 about the likes of Ballard and Hume, really. Isn't it just like a work in progress that's going to take time, that you got to get the fundamentals right now, the base, the core of the team. And I think that's Le Bris' way, isn't it? He wants to stay in the game. He doesn't want to lose heavily. He's quite conservative. Is that just like the
yeah,
first step, do you think, that we will eventually come good with the creativity side?
I think we will eventually come good on the creativity side, as your final part of that question states. But I think the main thing that Regis Le Bris wants in a game is control, and we can't deny that this squad has control of the ball, even under high press. That Everton game under high press, we were calm, composed, passing it freely. Really, possession stats are a little bit of a fickle thing. Read into them as much as you want or don't want, but we're controlling games, even the ones that we're just nicking or drawing 1-1. Like, we are dominant in that middle of the park. It's just getting that service delivery past the back line that I think we need to improve on. Now, how do you do that? You need your wing players. You need your Traore's back. You need Siddiqui to pass through the middle.
Mm.
We haven't seen that for a little while, so it will come good. Just requires a little bit of fine tuning.
Yeah. No, and I think you mentioned there, like Sadiq as well, going through the midfield. Like yesterday, Chris, we noticed Siddiqui like bursting through the midfield and going on runs and carrying the ball like 10, 15, 20 yards. And again, that's kind of something that we didn't really have with Xhaka and Gertruida, is it not?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the comments from Siddiqui while he was away with the AFCON. He was saying that he almost preferred it because he's got more freedom, like,
Hmm.
and the shackles are on a bit. It's on that. And again, Le Bris is very much, clean sheet first and keep it tight and keep it tidy. Um, I wonder if Le Bris has kind of heard that a little bit and thought, all right, go and have a bit of a go, have a bit more of a run, try some more passes. As Ant says, it's not something that we see a lot. We don't play a lot of through balls through the middle. It all seems to be out to the wing. So I wonder if there's an avenue there maybe, because I mean, I know Isidore didn't start, but he's really good spinning onto those, and Bobby can hold the ball up, so that might be an avenue.
Yep. Chris, I'll stay with you for Remain Mundle. He's had several uh, minutes now of the last, 6 games. How do you think he's doing? I think, is he still struggling for his bit of confidence that he's like lacking belief a little bit?
Maybe a little bit. I personally think there was a bit of an improvement against Everton. I thought that we saw a bit more of the flashes from last season that we've had of Mundle. Um, I know it's the other side. I don't know if concern's the right word, but I don't know what's missing from Adingra. I feel like he's just, I don't know, I feel like he's trying really hard. Somebody, I think it might have been a commentator against, maybe not Brentford, maybe Spurs, saying that there's always been this reputation that Adingra doesn't have a very good footballing brain. And when they said that, I kind of thought, oh, that might be it actually, because he does seem to sort of run into dead ends and alleys that don't go anywhere, and he doesn't seem to look up enough. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure if he needs just more games and more time. I think Mundle's getting there. I think again, it's a bit like the Mayenda issue that I said. Like we're not in a position yet where we can go and have 6 games, get used to it, get better at it.
Yeah, I mean, Anth Mundle yesterday had like the whole 120 minutes, and as Chris said, like I think there was an improvement because he was certainly relentless. I mean, he tried several times to beat his man, but didn't really get the better of him too many times. He had a good shot in the first half, which
Yeah.
stung Pickford's palms. I just get the
Well,
feeling though that for me, Mundle isn't the type of winger that Le Bris wants.
I don't
Because
know. I don't know about that. I don't like. I think he does want somebody like Mundle, just with a little bit more team player involved. So Mundle does tend to want to run past the man and go through right to the corner flag and then whip it in,
hmm
or try and burst into the box a little bit if he beats the man a little bit earlier. So he does like Labrie definitely wants somebody like that. It's just I think, like you said, he's a bit young, bit immature, and a little bit I wouldn't say greedy, but
yeah,
um, unaware of the options available to him. So
he,
most of
he
the time we want it on that penalty spot, right? We want Robbie in there, we want Meander in there, just whack his head on it. But because we're taking a couple of extra steps, defenders are already back. So I think it's just about speed and getting it in there early. The man's got speed, he just needs to have the confidence that if he just tries, the team goes out for a throw in or it's in the middle of the box. That's what I think he's lacking.
Yeah, and that point greedy you mentioned there, I think as well. Like, he seems to kind of want to shoot every time he gets close to the box, doesn't he? And as you mentioned, that he doesn't seem to be aware of the options around him. Um, but I also think that his control of the ball as well kind of is missing sometimes. I think that's why, like for example, Talby is a good option because I think he's better at receiving the ball, maintaining the ball, and then using it well. Traore on the other wing as well. When he gets the ball, he doesn't lose it easily. But I think Mundle, I think it was Robin from the Czech Republic mentioned earlier in the week on the other podcast I did. He said that
Yeah.
his body seems to go one way and the ball seems to go the other way. So
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
seems to be
I
off
get it.
balance. He seems to be a bit off balance.
Yeah.
So I think there is a player there, but I think he needs to improve that side of the game because that's what Labrie. He does want a winger, fast winger, but he also wants them to be able to hold the ball up well, use it, and
Yeah.
then be able to retain it. And I think that's why Mayenda doesn't get much look in the right wing because he's also good in the right wing, but I just think that he's very soft and he loses the ball quite easily.
Yeah, and I think that's why you might see that perception of him not being in favour with Regis Le Bris. Like he is that he's that wild card down the left hand side, isn't he? Like you do sometimes just need somebody who can play something completely different, and that's why he gets into the squad every now and again. But if he was that more consistent, this is exactly what we're going to get from you every single week. He is a smart choice. I just think he needs to mature himself a little bit into that side of the game.
Yeah. Chris, right then on to the first half. I mean, I thought we started very well. Had Everton like pinned back. And then I think Everton had like a 10-minute spell where they came back into it, but they didn't really trouble us. But I think like the passing was nice, wasn't it? I mean, the energy was the passing. And what I love about Granit Xhaka is that when he picks up the ball in that area just outside the 6-yard box, like Robin Roos will like play it to his feet, and Xhaka will always go left or right, and he'll take out 3 players. And that's like just like the calmness of that player. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Because we all say like Dan Neil should be getting game time, but I don't think Dan Neil will be able to do that week in, week out. He's bound to make a mistake. I think we've seen it before, but like Xhaka, every single time he just takes out 3 players, right, left, and behind him, and he picks out Sirkin or he picks out Mukiele or Hume, and we're on the attack. And I think that's like crucial to the way we play, isn't it? If we want to play out the back. I mean, we saw Southampton last season, I think it was, getting dicked every week when they play out the back and they lose the ball outside the area. But we haven't conceded a goal like that, I don't think, so far. Touch wood.
Yeah, no, I agree with all that. I think we started really well, and Everton had a little spell, and then it was very much back to us. I actually made a note of how well we moved the ball. Like our passing and movement was really lovely at points in the game. There's a few sort of moments in the game I was like, that's a genuinely really attractive piece of play. And Xhaka, I still think is the best player I've seen in a Sunderland shirt, even at 34. He is just, yeah, he's just phenomenal. He did, he will, as you said, he'll take players out of the game. He is so calm on the ball as well. He'll get it from Roefs, and there'll be, again, as you said, 3 people closing in on him, and he'll just turn and he'll either hoof it over the top and it'll end up with one of the wingers, or he'll find Siddiqui, or he'll find Lafay. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Love him to bits.
Yeah. Anth, have you got any comments on Granit Xhaka? Any more superlatives to describe him?
Yeah, songs of praise, gold medal, champion, gold star for you, couple of smiley face emojis. Yeah, there you go. Everything thumbs up.
Absolutely. Right, Anth, on to our goal then. It came from a long throw, one of Nordy's long throws into the box. I was surprised that we went for the long throws because we didn't really have any big lads on the pitch, did we not? Because Ballard wasn't there. It was Mukiele was taking the throw in, but it actually paid off, didn't it, Anth?
Yeah, and I think it has been a thing of our game this entire season with Mukiele and that option. Maybe the lack of height helped us as well because, like you said, they may be expecting somebody like Ballard to flick it on or anything like that, and they're not really set up for our current team or that team on the night. So yeah, like I don't think it's what's it called, a surprise that we scored that way because we've been consistent with it, haven't we? We've always looked like a major threat down that channel, especially when it's in line with the penalty, the 18-yard box.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's clearly something that's well practiced into our squad. And I don't know if you recall last season or not, but like that was one of our major weaknesses, the set piece play.
Yeah.
So that's been tightened up, and it's just, I'm buzzing to see that kind of that option from us. If we play it smart, we can get the ball in the back of the net. Obviously, giving it to a talented man who can finesse it around. Was it 1 or 2 defenders and into the bottom right corner?
Yeah, it was
beautiful goal.
Yeah, beautiful, wasn't it? It kind of reminded me, Chris, of like Sebastian Larsson's goal against Liverpool, although it was like a scissor kick, but it was that kind of same in from the right hand side and then like basically in the bottom corner. But yeah, and I was actually chuffed for Enzo that he got that goal because after the week that he had missing that penalty against Brentford, that's exactly what he needed, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think I've got so many thoughts around that. I mean, his celebration, you could see what it meant to him. I'm sure you probably noticed, but Mundell kept pushing him towards the crowd, like go and celebrate again, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And for the penalty, like I think it took a lot of guts to do that. And again, like a keeper normally dives 9 times out of 10, the goalkeeper dives. And if Enzo pulls that off and he chips it in, like he looks like an absolute legend. We're back in the game, and it's probably a very different result. We all just the side just sort of fell apart after that against Brentford, and fair play to Brentford. They're playing really well at the minute. They're in fantastic run of form, and they went and got another couple of goals and well beat us. But absolutely stoked for Enzo, and what a goal! Like I was up at my seat because I didn't see it coming. Like the way the ball came across, and then he just like first time hit, didn't even let it touch the ground, just wallop and curled around Pickford, and I was in shock. Hell of a goal, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and we've come to kind of expect that, Menzo, because he has got that in his locker, hasn't he?
Oh, he's just such a good player. If we didn't have Xhaka, we'd probably be singing his praises every week because he's probably the next best central midfielder. He's such a good player. I love him to bits.
And I suppose that's the difference of like last season in the championship to this season is that the energy that we've got in the team is incredible. Like you've got Mukiele's energy, you've got Reynildo, you've got Siddiqui, you've got Lafi. You've got a lot of energy there, haven't you? So like, we can last in games. We've got the stamina.
Our work rate blows me away, and it's exactly what it's a bit of a cliche, but it's what Sunderland fans want to see. First and foremost, it's about hard work for the shirt and the badge and all of that, and they all work so hard. Like Enzo Lefebvre, he for such a talented quote unquote flair player, he will track back and tackle with the best of them. So yeah, fantastic player, great pickup.
Yep. And Nordi Mukiele also scored the worldie. Lovely scissor kick that was like kind of like punched in the air or punched out by Jordan Pickford. Oh, I was gutted for Nordi. I thought that would have like been the ice on the cake for him to get a scissor kick as well.
Yeah, the cherry on the top. You can't. Well, to be fair, sometimes you can write the football or the refereeing in the games. I think it was the right decision to not give it, but what a screamer! Like, just let the goal stand for the ability alone. Like, come on, go on, ref. Let's have a go.
Right. Anyway, what we're going to do actually now, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back for part 2 to talk about the second half and then the penalties and talk about the Roofs on fire. So we'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm called Morten. I'm from Germany and I've supported Sunderland since 2013. Sunderland take over everywhere we go.
All right, welcome back to part 2 then. So, Chris, we went into half-time 1-0 up. It's always a bit of a dangerous score for us because in previous years we've had like shit second halves. Naturally, Everton came back into it, but when I looked at their bench, I thought they haven't really got that much to kind of come on and trouble us. They're just like youth players. And I looked at our bench and I thought, we 1-0 up. They'll have a go second half, but surely they won't be able to get back into the game or even win. Second half started. They did come at us, but I thought we handled everything well. Xhaka had a shot. I don't know if you remember the shot that Xhaka had on the edge of the box. It was almost reminiscent of the goal that he scored against Everton at the Stadium of Light because Tarkowski got the deflection, and he's the guy who got the deflection at the Stadium of Light. And I don't know if you remember the analysis of that goal from Sky Sports. They were saying that Tarkowski is way too deep, and he's in the line of Pickford. And if he gets further forward, Pickford sees that and he saves it. But again, Tarkowski was like way too deep, got a deflection, and it was almost deja vu, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I think I've mentioned this before. My boss at work is a big Everton fan, and he is constantly complaining that Tarkowski does this week in and week out. So apparently this is just a gap in his game. Like he just sits too deep and blocks Picker's vision and keeps peeing in own goals because they deflect off him and change direction. So yeah, it would have been pretty hilarious had it got in because it would have been a carbon copy, as you say.
Yeah. And second half, were you kind of worried that Everton might come back into the game and get a goal, or were you kind of happy with the way we were playing, the options we had on the bench?
I wasn't even sure they deserved a goal in the entire game, to be honest. So no, I wasn't worried at all. I think their goal was an absolute gift, and we can get onto that in a bit. But like you just said, sorry, Chris said how Tarkowski was just providing that little extra channel through the gap that we say we need to start exploiting a bit more. it should have been 2 or 3 for us, really.
Mm.
It's just about getting those chances a bit more further away from the keeper's line of sight. We're shooting and we seem to go straight at the keeper's hands quite a lot. I
Yeah,
don't know if you noticed that or not.
yeah, I have. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not
Yeah.
like our finishing isn't very good. Is it not really? It's not as good as it should be for the chance that for the limited chance that we create. Um, I mean, obviously, there's also that XG stuff as well, which I think is complete bollocks. But I mean, I think yesterday our XG was like 1.68, something like that. But then again, Man City scored 10 against Exeter, and their XG was like 2.5 or something like that. So tell me how that works. Anyway,
I've seen the momentum graphs. I think I kind of like the momentum graphs more than the XG.
yeah,
Like I say, XG is just a finger in the air bullshit, isn't it? So
yeah,
I don't know.
it certainly is. Um, Chris, Everton were furious that they didn't get a penalty before the penalty on a challenge that Trey Hume did on Beto, who I'm going to put a pun in here, but like Beto, you could have made a better version of Beto and he's still been shite. That's my joke out there. So, Chris, did they have a point? Do you think they were hard done by for that?
I don't think either of them were penalties. The one they got definitely wasn't a penalty. No, the short version is I don't think either of them were penalties.
No, I think the first one, the one on Beto, it's like they're both pulling each other's shirts.
Yeah,
Humes is more obvious, but I don't think there's enough tugging there for him to go down like that, and he kind of almost falls backwards, doesn't he?
yeah, yeah. I don't see either of those being given most weeks in the Premier League. Like we've had exactly that kind of tussle time and time again, and they just don't give them. Refs are not interested in that kind of tussle in the box anymore. It's got to be something a bit more serious, which is why I mean the one that they got anyway. Yeah, don't get me started. I'll get my soapbox.
We'll get onto that. Get some pennies for the swear box while you're
Yeah,
at
all
it.
right, yeah.
Anth, what about you and that Hume challenge tug on Beto?
I mean, it's VAR might have given it, but again, not really a penalty for me. Maybe it's that bias of Sunderland wearing the red and white. Oh, can I, and why were we playing in red and white and them in the away kit at their ground? That really confused me as well.
They were playing in their fourth kit, and their fans were absolutely fuming, saying that.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that.
Yeah, well,
why did we do that? Anyways, but yeah, no, I don't think either of them were the penalty. The one that actually got, nah, mate, like that's the softest thing I've seen in a while, and like, you've got to apologise for that. If Sunderland do go out of the cup because of that decision, there's ramifications for that. Like it's a big opportunity just handed to them. Like, you can't be just throwing goals or goal scoring opportunities to teams because you feel sorry. Sorry, it doesn't work like that.
Do you think the ref was influenced by the fact that he hadn't given the previous one and it was the same player involved, Trey Hume?
Possibly, but again, the first one wasn't a penalty either. So you can't just try and make up for a mistake or a decision you didn't make or whatever 10 minutes ago. Just you got to react to that moment. The previous one's long gone. You can't give the softest thing in the world just because you're trying to balance it out. It wasn't there to be balanced out in the first place.
You shouldn't, but you can, and that's the thing. I mean, I don't know if you listened to the podcast Under the Cosh. I mean, Mark Clattenburg was on there recently, the mag ref, and he was saying that basically, yeah, you might get one decision wrong, but later you give them one to even it out or to make up for it, and that's what he said. And he's not.
Isn't that just dodgy as out?
Yeah,
the dodgiest thing you could possibly think of.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
He's a mag. What do you expect?
Yeah, true. True. But I mean, he was saying that, for example, that some refs give decisions based on the reactions of the players, rather than like what they've actually seen. And he said that sometimes he didn't give a decision and the players went absolutely wild, but he said that, look, listen, I know something's happened, but I didn't see it, so I can't really give it. So yeah, it's well, I suppose it's position on the referee as well. But
yes, So what did he see in this instance for the penalty though? Because he just sees a player go at the ground. He didn't see the foul because there was none. So
Well,
what's he actually said he's given it for?
well, I've no idea. He just basically runs into Trey Hume's shoulder, doesn't he? Really, that's all he does. Um, but I don't know. Like, I think nowadays you also have like, do the referees have body cams on in some games as well? Like as a trial, I think they've had that, and I think that would give like a good idea of their position and what they can see. But if they don't see it, then obviously they're in the wrong position. But yeah, definitely wasn't a penalty. Very soft and well, Robin Roofs, Chris guessed the right way, but he just didn't get there in time, and that meant another 30 minutes of extra time or injury time, or sorry, extra time. Granit Xhaka was absolutely fuming, wasn't he, at full time?
Yeah, he was. Roos was really close to saving it. But yeah, Xhaka was very animated. You could see he was a cranky, cranky boy. And I mean, completely right. Like we've all said the same thing. Like it was never a penalty. And if refs are going to give decisions based on player reaction, the only one who made a shout for it was the boy who came on, who went down. Like he was the only one who really appealed for it, and it was a bit half-hearted. It was a bit of a like, oh, give me, like it was a bit, yeah, very soft. So I completely understand why Xhaka was annoyed. And as Ant said, there should have been ramifications had that been the goal that sent us out the cup because it's so poor, really, really poor from the referee. So completely understand why Xhaka was annoyed.
Yeah. Anth, are you a fan of extra time in cup ties? Because I watched our game yesterday and then like I watched other games that went to extra time and I was thinking there's nothing really happening. Like the players look dead on their feet. Is it worth just like playing 30 minutes or just like go straight to penalties?
I think I prefer it. I don't know if you recall, not last season, but the season before, where Coventry City and Man United were in the semi-final and had to go to extra time.
Yeah.
That's the main reason you'd want to have extra time in games because it does split it. You do. I think penalties is a weak way. You might as well coin toss for who's going to win the game. So the extra time is just to see who's got the better legs in the players, who's got more talent, uh, who's got their tactics right. So obviously in this game, Sunderland and Everton were very level for the vast majority of it. Two moments split it during the normal 90. Everybody was just too tired in the extra time to make a difference that they could do in the normal game. So like, yeah, it's an extra half an hour. You've got to wait for the penalties to come around, but there is some beautiful moments of magic in extra time. Just didn't happen in this game.
Yeah, and we certainly know about that, don't we? Especially with Dan Ballard.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly. Oh yeah, how could I forget? How could I forget?
yeah. How can I forget that? What a stupid point to raise, like you fucking idiot. Anyway, listen. So yeah, nothing pretty much happened in extra time apart from Brian Brobby got taken off at half time of extra time, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Isidore's coming on. I was like, oh, surely he can't be on the list to take a penalty. Chris.
Yeah, probably was pissed as well. There was a close up of him and he was not happy. So yeah, interesting one. I mean, given Isidore's penalty record hasn't been the best. So yeah, interesting decisions. But yeah, Bobby was very not pleased.
But apparently, Le Bris said after the game it was because of a tightness in his hamstrings,
Right, I
and it
didn't
was
see
like
that. Okay.
it was precaution. I don't know if even Robbie even knew it himself because nowadays these bloody players they have like all sorts of things connected to their bodies and they
Yeah, the
can
sensors and whatnot. Yeah.
sensors and they can like like check their levels of like tightness and muscles and things like that. So I imagine possibly it was because of that, and Robbie might not have been happy, but at the end of the day, I think it was the right decision.
Yeah, better to save his fitness. Like if it's picked up, I know they monitor sort of if there's too much salt in the system and all that kind of stuff. So if it's picked something up, then yeah, better to take him off and save him. Absolutely.
Yeah. And penalty shootout. When it comes to
Yeah.
penalties in Sunderland, well, after Enzo Lafise just missed a Panenka, Wilson misses 2 penalties last season, although Enzo has scored 2 seasons. And then also like Charlton, Wembley, 1990, is it 98 or 99? I can't remember what year it was. I was there, and that still lives in my memory. I don't like penalty shootouts.
No, I've had way too much heartache and pain through the years through penalty shootouts. But I'd say probably in the last, well, since COVID, we've had pretty much a fantastic record in penalty shootouts. Like it's a very strange turn of events. Like I don't know what's happened, but we lifted the curse. I think when we won the Papa John's Trophy, like I don't think we've struggled that much in penalties since that moment. Um, yeah.
But yeah, it was
Um,
what was it, the checker trade against Portsmouth, and I was there for that as well. And we lost that. Fuck, you know. Yeah.
check it through, man.
Yeah.
That's early 2000s, isn't it?
That checker
Oh,
trade was like against Portsmouth in 2019. I think it was like the first season in League One when
just
McGee.
just before COVID. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
COVID changed everything for us for the
yeah,
better.
yeah. I think Jeff Whitley likes this as well. Like that he's not kind of remembered for that penalty miss against Crystal Palace. But yeah, I wasn't very confident. But I think when you got a keeper like Robin Roofs, Anth, you've always got a chance because what incredible 3 saves he made yesterday.
Um, I was just thinking on that. Like, I was looking at the records of fantastic frees, guessing the right way 3 times in a row, getting his hands to it. Basically, the perfect penalty performance from a keeper. It's not like they've missed it either. It's perfect saves. So if he just did that before when that soft penalty was given, we wouldn't have had to go to that.
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, honestly, Robin's just class. Like I don't think Pato's getting anywhere near it. Like the confidence from Robin
No.
to do what he did. Like how can you just not be happy with him? 9 million seems like an absolute steal for that keeper now.
Yeah. And didn't he save a penalty early in the season, Chris, against Brentford as well? He saved a penalty against Brentford at the start of the season.
Yeah,
I
he
can't
did. Yeah.
remember if it was Thiago or Shada who took the penalty. But he saved,
Shada?
yeah, Shada, I think it might have been. He saved
Yeah.
that penalty. I mean, I was there for that as well, and it was like, but he is a fantastic keeper, and I think that first save that he made against Ghana in the shootout, like the power, because the penalty was struck quite hard, and he just got like a hand to it and he palmed it away. The other two were a bit softer, but still you have to guess the right way. And I think I was watching Match of the Day last night, and Rob Green, the ex-England keeper, was saying that as a goalkeeper in penalties, you just have to wait. Um, Basically, don't be the one that blinks first and move because the best penalty takers will see that and they'll go the opposite way. But I think Robin Roos, he just waited, didn't he? Waited and waited and waited, and he guessed the right way at the end.
Yeah, I think Roofs has got everything. Like he's a fantastic shot stopper. He commands his area. His distribution's amazing. For a boy of his age and the experience that he doesn't got, he's incredibly calm and mature. Um, my only concern with Roofs now is how soon one of the big boys is going to come in and throw some money at us because he's so good. He's possibly the best goalkeeper that we've had, and that's high praise if you think about the likes of Sorensen and Gordon and all of those. We've had some really good goalkeepers at Sunderland.
Mignolet, Gordon,
Mignolet,
Sorensen,
we've had some cracking keepers. I think he might be
Pickford.
certainly in my time supporting them. He's just fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic
But
keeper.
would it be the end of the world though if we do get a big offer and we do sell him? Because I think we have got the perfect backup in Matty Young. He's on loan at Salford, and he's like, from what I've seen of him, he's like a very hot prospect.
Yeah, hopefully he can come good. I think the thing that we're all probably going to have to get used to is, the likes of Siddiqui and Roofs and, the big clubs are going to come in and throw 30, 40, 50 million at us to get them. As long as we keep our recruitment team together, I'm going to be less concerned because they found them in the first place. So they'll just be able to find more replacements.
Mm.
The bigger concern will be if somebody comes in and takes the people behind the scenes who are scouting out these players and making these decisions. So, yeah, that's the only bit that I'm concerned about these days is losing all these players and then losing the people that find them. But that's it. Hopefully we'll keep hold of the people that make the right decisions.
Well, listen, we were also linked in the summer with the goalkeeper that Bournemouth signed. I think he's called Petrovic or Petrovic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he I watched him yesterday against the Mags, and he was fucking awful. So,
well, by all accounts, like Roofs was our third choice. Apparently, we went for that guy, the one that went to the Middle
Dubai.
East.
Oh yeah. There's that guy. Yeah, I remember that.
The one that went to and apparently he was like our third. He's incredible. He's such a good goalkeeper.
We have a habit of doing that, don't we? Like of
We do.
getting people on like the short list at number 4, number 5. I mean, we all know the story about Reggie being like the 6th man on a 5-man short list. So
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Why am I seeing Ibrahimovic on this list, etc.?
yeah, carry on as
Yeah.
you are, lads. Carry on as you are. Anth, I want to speak about, like, for example, obviously Garner missed the first penalty, and then when the cameras, like, we as fans, like, watching at home, we have no idea who's taking the first penalty for us. We've got no idea until the camera pans in with the person picking up the ball. And I can't repeat what I said when I saw Enzo picking up the ball.
Was
But
it something along the lines of, "Oh fuck, here we go again"?
Oh
yeah,
dear.
but it was a mix of it. It was a mix of English, Spanish, and gibberish and gibberish. But that was the
Do it
alcohol
all in
talking as
Spanish,
well.
please, if
Hostia puta. But that was the alcohol talking as well, mine. But listen,
fair.
I mean, I was on social media in the week, and I was thinking that I'm not angry I'm disappointed, but I'm not angry because I know that he's been a fantastic player. But I said that the next penalty we'd get, there's no chance that he would be taking it. Because I don't think
he was.
Yeah, he was. And I think like Xhaka, would have. I don't know. Do you think Ant? If
See,
we
for me, it makes sense.
yeah,
The reason it makes sense is obviously Isidore missed a penalty, then he missed a second penalty. That knocked his confidence for like 3-4 months. I get that. But if you're taking a penalty, the first spot on a penalty shootout is the safest to miss. So if he does miss another one, he's guaranteed not to take one in the game ever again.
yeah,
But the fact that he's now buried the one immediately after the Panenka
yeah,
does put his confidence back up. So it works out. Even if he missed that, we've got 4 other penalties to rescue the shootout. It's not the last one. It's not.
yeah.
He's not the 7th kicker. So I get it. It's lucky that he put it away as well.
Which brings me on to my next point, Anth. Do you think if we'd have got a penalty during the game, he'd have also been the one to step up?
Oh, I hope not. Definitely not. I think I would prefer Xhaka or somebody like that, but because it was a shootout, I think it's a safer bet to do it that way. So,
Yeah.
you know, right? Like it's.
No,
I think ultimately that Panenka is now a thing of the past. That's why we've got to look at it. Like, it's just a stupid mistake, overconfidence, and like it was the turning point in that game. If we scored that, it's 1-1. They don't have their back. They have their backs up, and they don't score that second. So, like chances lost. He just needs to put it away in a moment like that. But yeah, like I think ultimately the answer to the question is it's done now. It's probably the best course for both him as a player and us as a club.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, Chris, the pessimist in me was saying, like, I can just see the headline written now. Lafille misses 2 penalties in 1 week. Pickford saves penalty against his boyhood club. And that was just like on my mind all the time during that penalty competition.
Yeah, I get it. And it's that, it's we've been beaten down for so long as Sunderland fans that, you do get pessimistic about these things and you do stress about it because it is normally the worst case scenario. Yeah, it was actually it's a bit of a Schadenfreude about it. I quite enjoyed seeing Pickford being upset about conceding the 3 penalties and going out. I mean, I know he did great for us and he's still a Sunderland lad and he loves the club, but it was quite nice to see us come out on the right side of that story for once. So I completely understand your pessimism, mate.
Yeah, but I think Lafille couldn't have asked for a better reaction. Like scoring a goal, scoring a penalty, and putting in a top performance, and then having 8,000 fans almost to celebrate with.
Yeah. I'm sure he's sleeping a lot better now than he was after the Brentford game. I'm sure he didn't get a lot of sleep the next couple of nights after that. You could see he was really upset with himself after it, and we've discussed it to death. Like I said earlier, it's one of those. If it goes in, if the keeper dives and it goes in, he looks like an absolute legend. But because the keeper didn't move, unfortunately, he looked a bit silly, and it's just. It's 1%. Like he's been so great for us since he joined. It's one mistake, whatever.
Yeah. Next up stepped Granit Xhaka, Anth. I think for Switzerland, he takes the penalties for them, and he usually just blasts it down the middle. And I think that's what Pickford expected. And there was a bit of banter, wasn't there, after he scored. Pickford was like saying, "Nah, you shouldn't have done that."
Yeah, but I think ultimately Pickford's just trying to get in his head with that like after the goal retort, isn't it? It's just like you're trying to ooze confidence as a keeper. That's all he was doing. So for me, like Enzo, then Xhaka, and then Luke O'Nien, like I think that's the perfect order for who needed to take them and when. It would have been interesting to see if we went on to the fourth penalty, who would have been taking that. Like, would have been Isidore to rescue his penalty record, or
Mm.
like because he's got the freshest legs. So I think it's a perfect order the way it was chosen. So Xhaka, Xhaka and Pickford, I don't think are going to lose love between each other with that interaction, but also I think they respect each other because they're both essentially now Sunderland lads, aren't they?
Yeah, no, very true. And as we said, then Luke O'Nien got the winning penalty. Great for Luke. It was actually a very good penalty. I think he scored every penalty he's taken for us. I think he's taken 3 or 4 now, and I think he might have scored. Or I don't know if he missed one, but I think he took one in
So
the
why isn't he taking them all then?
yeah. Bring him off the
Just
bench.
bring him on.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember him taking one at Checkatrade in 2019 against Portsmouth, and he took that one quite well. Right then, so through to the next round. I think we're number 13 in the hat on tomorrow night before the Liverpool game. Chris, Macclesfield at home.
Yeah, yes, please. I was literally just about to say, if you could ask me who I want, yes, please, Macclesfield would be nice. That's a great story. I mean, and that makes the FA Cup feel a bit magical again, which is really nice. Speaking of keepers and mind games, did either of you see the interview with O'Nien on, I think it must have been on Sky Sports? Apparently, when Roefs walked past them, apparently Roefs said to him, "There's no pressure. I'll just say the next one."
I did. I saw that this
And
morning.
O'Nien was like, oh, "Okay."
That shows the confidence of the lad, doesn't it?
It's just like, it's fine. If you miss, I'll just save it. It's all good.
Yeah, and he probably would have done, wouldn't he? He probably would have
He
saved it.
probably would have done the way he was going. Yeah.
But yeah, no. On that note, I mean, Macclesfield. It's funny because after match of the day last night, there was like a Macclesfield documentary with Robbie Savage when he was coach there,
Right.
and it was quite good actually. So,
Nice.
Anth, fourth round, who are you wanting? Home draw, away
Uh,
draw?
the home draw, away draw against this team doesn't really matter at the minute. I want Wolves. Um, so I don't know why, but I've got this little bit of I guess masochism in there and wanting to play Premier League opponents all the way to the final. Like, because imagine if we just go, oh, we've had the easiest route. We've had teams that have won it that have played Championship, League One, League Two, Championship, and then played a Premier League team in the final. So I think that would be a good if we play a Premier League team, just play the shittest current Premier League team that's still in it.
Well, we haven't played anyone else, so
Yeah,
Yeah, we
no.
haven't played anybody yet. You see,
no, nobody. Yeah, exactly.
But that I think if you do play like I mean the commentators
also
yesterday on the stream I was watching, they were saying that Sunderland have picked like quite a strong team with like Xhaka, Mukiele, Siddiqui, Roofs, etc. So they are obviously going for it, and I think the way that we're playing, that we've only lost, is it 4 games this season or 5 games? I think it is 4 or 5 games that we've lost this season.
5 games now with
Uh,
the Brentford one.
with the Brentford one.
Yeah.
So like 5 games out of 21, I think that we've lost. So that shows
Yeah.
that we do stay in games. That all this we've got quite a few draws, but like I think that we could go on a cup run this year, couldn't we, Ant?
Oh, absolutely. Like for me, this today was a free hit. Oh, sorry, yesterday was a free hit for us. Like if we lost it, we would have just said we'll focus on the league now. But now that we're through the first hurdle, if we can get through the next two unscathed, we could actually get our hopes up. But when does the draw happen? Because that's ultimately like how
Tomorrow
much
night.
expectation I'm going to put on. Like if we're getting Man City, Arsenal, that kind of top level big six side, then I'd be a bit like again, round 4 is a free hit, round 5 might be a free hit, but then after that point you're in the quarterfinals. Like you're 5 games from a trophy.
Yeah, I think the draw happens tomorrow night before the Liverpool Barnsley game, so we'll see. Um, To be honest, I don't know if I would prefer an away tie because I think like our away following is really good, and I think like in previous years the FA Cup, like fans have kind of like sacked it off. Even though the club puts like free, cheap tickets in, but the club also has a habit of like opening certain stands, which puts people off. And like the attendances have been quite low in recent seasons, so I don't know if I'd prefer like an away tie and like have like a big following. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, it's an interesting one because we arguably we're playing better away from home at the moment. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I don't think we need to fear anybody. You know, I mean, despite the fact that we haven't played anybody, like nobody has really turned us over. Brentford aside, which we discussed to death, everybody kind of turned off.
And Man
Man
City.
City again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Man City again. I think we played really well against Man City, and it was that goal from outside the area that the central defender walloped in, and then Man City got their tails up, and the Rabona cross and all the rest of it. I think Man City just kind of got their confidence up when they took the lead against us. So I think I'm kind of ignoring that one to be honest. But the Brentford
Yeah.
one, I think it was just a game too far. It was just the lads looked tired. Everybody kind of switched off once the penalty happened. It's one of those. But I don't think we need to fear anybody. You know,
No.
we've drawn with Arsenal, drawn with Liverpool, drew with Man City.
Yeah, and that's what gives me hope is that like we've played 21 games, we've lost five. I think we've drawn nine and won seven, is it? I think something like that.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
uh, and then I think like well, we've got the AFCON lads coming back now, little by little. Vanil will be
Yeah,
back next week. I think Le Bris
yeah,
said Traore might be missing next week because he picked up a knock while he was on duty, so he might be missing next
right.
week. But Diarra and Talby playing the semi-final of the AFCON on Wednesday evening. Um, Possibly they could go through to the final. But I think like looking at the fixture schedule as well, there's not many
Mm.
kind of like 2 game weeks, isn't it? It's kind of like a lot of 1 game weeks apart from Liverpool and Arsenal we play in the space of 7 days. So I think like
The Liverpool game will get postponed now, surely, because of the FA Cup ties have to be on the 13th
right.
or 13th to 15th, isn't it?
Hmm.
So Thursday game should surely get moved because we've got the Monday game as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the following week.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, but again, like I think that with the players that we're coming back now, and even Habib Diarra, he's gonna be like a new sign, I think, because we've barely seen enough of him. Um, but one player that is looking like he's going out, Anth, is Dan Neil. Le Bris mentioned
Yeah.
yesterday in his comments on players not playing, he said that there are opportunities if they want to play away because they're not playing in the team and they want to play, will not stand in their way. It looks like Dan Neil is not connected anymore with the club, as Le Bris always says. He doesn't have that connection. He's been linked with Rangers, but also Romain Mundle was linked with Rangers. Um, what do you think about those? I think it's like, yeah, time for Dan to
So,
move on. It's not going to work out here anymore.
you briefly spoke it with Chris like about 20 minutes ago, just around like our recruitment philosophy overall. So ultimately, I'm in agreement with Regis Le Bris. If he's not connected and he's not a right fit for our current squad, then frankly, we don't need to be paying for them. And if they want to play football and another team's willing to pay for them to play football, off you go. I mean, thanks for the memories. It's just the nature of football. We want the best talent who's ready and fit for our current squad. You can have the nostalgia, you can have the good memories, and you can even end on a high note. You just look at Tommy Watson for that. Like we knew he was going long before he actually left.
Hmm.
So for me, that's by the by. For our current squad, every player that we've signed in the summer window was with the caveat of we've got you for one season, and if that season doesn't end in survival, we've got our current squad to fall back on to go back into the championship because they've been there, done that. Dan Neil was one of those players. So if we're going to survive and he's just going to sit on the bench and fester, we don't want another Jack Rodwell situation. Rather
Right.
than play because he's a good player, he's just not fit for our current squad. It's as simple as that. Let's just treat it as a logical thing rather than an emotive thing, and everybody will be happier at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think, Chris, finally, I think like there'll be probably more outgoings than incomings this month, I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't see us doing a great deal. Maybe one or two. Like we don't need a great deal. We spoke earlier about the creativity and maybe something around that. I don't think we need a massive amount. Like defensively, we're solid. Obviously, we discussed the goalkeeper. Yeah,
You've got two goalkeepers there, mate, that we've not even touched. Roofs
yeah,
and
exactly.
Nanueku. Like,
Yeah,
what are they doing?
yeah. Yeah, I don't see a lot coming in. I see again, like you, I see a lot going out. I see a lot of loans happening. Um, O'Neill, I think it'll be sad to see him go. You know, he was the captain through League One, captain through the Championship playoff campaign, and all the rest of it. But he's not getting in the side. Like he's not, and he's just it's on merit. He's not better than Xhaka. He's not better than Siddiqui. He's not better than Diarra. He's not better than Lafayette. Like he's just logically, he's just not at that level. So
Mm.
yes, it'll be sad, but it's football, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, better that he has a career somewhere else and gets to have fond memories of us and vice versa.
Yeah, because he still is only
Yeah.
like what 23, 24 year old, so he's still
Yeah,
like a whole career ahead of him. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
go on, Anth.
I was going to say, can I just quickly go through every player I'd like to see leave?
You've got 4 minutes.
Paveda.
No, I can do it. I can list
Paveda.
off very, very quickly. Number one on that list is Ian Paveda, Abdullah. Um, then I'd like to see Jay Matete, Abdullah Bar.
But Jim Mateta's gone. He's gone
Mateta's
to
gone, mate. Mateta's gone.
MK Dons, yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. So if those six players could disappear, then we've got six slots available for somebody who actually can make a difference.
Paveda needs to go.
I'll raise you, Joe Anderson.
I
Is he
said
still
Joe
at the
Anderson.
club?
Yeah.
I said Joe Anderson.
Oh, did you?
Joe
Did you?
Anderson, Aji Elise, Jay Matete, Abdullah Bar.
Abdullahi, yeah. Yeah,
I'd forgotten all
Ian
about Anderson.
Paveda.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there. I mean, why wouldn't you be? I mean, if you're getting a good wage and you're being like bumped up because you got to the Premier League and you got 6 months on your contract, yeah. So that's the thing is that we've got like these like deadwood 6, 7 players. I mean, even Nazri Rusin still belongs to us. So he's on
Does
loan
he?
at yeah. He's on loan at that. Is it a Croatian
Oh,
team?
good
I think
guy,
he's on.
Dean there.
Yeah, he's on loan somewhere, and he's slower player, so I'd allow sheesh. But anyway, listen, we'll finish there on a funny note. Right, but anyway, we're back for next week. Crystal Palace at home. We'll be hoping for another 3 points because obviously, well, I mean, all of the media outlets are classing it as the most or the biggest FA Cup shock in history. Because like the holders have been knocked out in the third round or in the first round for them. What in 117 years? I think they said it was.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah.
Six levels between them? Six
Yeah,
tiers
6
between?
tiers.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
And do you know what?
Can
I
we-
think. Go on, Anth.
I think it's just disrespect from Crystal Palace, and they rightly so got punished for it. That to me is the perfect reason to change it to just one leg in the FA Cup.
Yeah, and I think Crystal Palace have been poor. It's ever since that Glasner kind of. There was a rumor that he didn't want to sign a new contract. Which was like, I don't know if it was the end of last year or something like that. A rumor came out that he wasn't going to sign a new contract and that he might be linked with bigger clubs. And they seem to have gone to shit since then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but hopefully we can capitalise and reclaim our players back in the top 6 of the Premier League.
That'd be nice. My only concern is they're going to be a bit wounded after this and they might come out and take it out on us. But again, I'm not, again, we don't need to be worried about them. I think we've got more than enough to do with Palace, but
Yeah, and
just
I think
depends
with the
what happens
home
on the day.
advantage as well, I think we'll be
Yeah.
fine. But anyway, lads, thanks for your time this evening where you are this afternoon now for me. Enjoy the rest of your night and see you soon. How are the lads?
Cheers,
Oh,
fellas.
well,
How are the lads?
Thank you.